I think I might have just ran into a big problem. I think I might have just ran out of CBD oil. And if that's the case, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna legit cry. I might have a tiny bit left. Please tell me I got some left. Uh, oh, that ain't anything. Damn. But in all seriousness, there's a good chance that if you've been paying attention to the news, you've been hearing a lot about hemp lately. And also if you've been, following my Instagram channel, or not my Instagram channel, but my Instagram page lately, which by the way, if you haven't already checked it out, link will be in the description. I talk a lot about hemp on my Instagram page. And the reason why is because it's important to discuss, especially now that it's officially legalized. Hemp was officially legalized last month thanks to Orange Man with the 2018 Farm Bill, and now it's completely legal here in the US. But what exactly does that mean? Some people may ask. And to better understand that question, it's important to understand what exactly hemp is and understand the difference between hemp and, let's say, marijuana, for instance. So what good old Wikipedia says about hemp is, or industrial hemp, is typically found in the northern hemisphere and is a variety of the cannabis sativa plant species that is grown specifically for the industrial uses of its derived products. So basically what this means is, like marijuana, it's also derived from cannabis. Hemp is basically, you could consider it to be like, like a subspecies or maybe like a special, strain of cannabis. And basically, instead of giving you that, that good euphoria that marijuana is known and loved for, hemp is mainly used for industrial products. So maybe for, stuff like CBD oil or other products like that. There's a bunch of products that is provided by hemp. So a lot of people may not know this, but you can get a lot of products derived from hemp. So of course, like I said, you can get, CBD oil derived from hemp. You can also get, food. You also got hemp seeds. You can get coffee. You can get burgers, and it's really just a long list of products that you can get from hemp. Shirts, of course, hemp shoes. There's a lot of things that you can get from hemp. And historically, it is important to note that, in the past, a lot of products, such as, clothing and stuff like that, was provided from hemp. I even made a post on my Instagram page even pointing that out, where prior to the 1820s, 80% of all textiles, fabrics, clothes, linen, drapes, I think I'm saying that right, drapes and bed sheets, they were all made from hemp. It was a very, very valuable crop back in the day. Okay, and we are starting to see that again today. Now, another important difference to know between hemp and marijuana is the way they are grown. So hemp is usually grown outdoors, whereas marijuana, you can sort of do both, but most people usually grow marijuana inside. And the reason why hemp is usually grown outside is because, like you see here, they tend to grow pretty big, at least I'd say. So that's one main reason why it's usually grown outdoors, and also because, it's usually more meant for industrial uses. So of course, you'd want to treat it like more as like a crop. So that's usually why it's grown outdoors. And also, one of the other biggest main differences between hemp and marijuana is the THC content. So marijuana, as you probably already know, it contains a decent bit of THC, I'd say. So medical marijuana produces anywhere between 5 to 20% of THC on average. And whereas hemp, you're not getting much THC from hemp. So typically the maximum THC content that's in hemp is usually around 0.3%. Which means you don't really be getting high from doing hemp oil. Now, depending on who you ask, the fact that hemp doesn't have much THC, that's going to be seen as either a positive or a negative. And, whether we like it or not, marijuana, there is still, a big stigma, in regards to it, even though, like full legalization is still going to be down the road. It's going to be coming, soon, sooner than a lot of people think. But because of the fact that, hey, you can get, high from it, it has THC, there's still a stigma to it. And the reason why I think that that hemp has seen legalization, full legalization already, is because, there's not as much of a stigma towards it because, of course, there's not, much THC. if at all. It really doesn't contain any THC, okay? And you're not going to notice, the tiny bit that's in it. But one thing that hemp does have a lot of is CBD, and that's one of the reasons why the CBD market is expected to boom, and it really already is exploding. Like they do have this report that CBD is expected to reach $22 billion by 2022. Okay, and one of the reasons why this report is arguing that's the case is because of the fact that hemp has just been completely legalized recently. And we are already seeing a big surge of hemp products now because of the fact that it's 100% legal now. I mean, you could just take this instance of sales of Kentucky hemp products. They surged in 2018, last year, because of the fact now that it's completely legal. So take this instance. So the state's hemp processors reported $57 million in gross product sales last year. And that's compared to just $16 million in 2017. Okay, that's a big jump in just 1 year. Okay, that's a lot of sales, people. And just seeing that, you can see why Rolling Stone thinks that the CBD market is going to hit $22 billion by 2022. Now, one of the biggest problems that CBD and hemp products is going to have moving forward is not even the legal aspect. It's simply law enforcement. Law enforcement's approach on this topic. And the reason why I'm saying that is because now we're seeing instances like this where you had a stage 4 cancer patient's room search for marijuana, and basically the only thing that they found was CBD oil, which if it is derived from hemp, is completely legal. And he still had his whole room search for marijuana, even though he didn't have any. And I believe the only real reason why we're seeing stuff like this is because we still have law enforcement officers that they may not know the difference between marijuana and CBD oil that's derived from stuff like hemp. I mean, everything, all this should like be legal, but at least like for right now, we should have law enforcement and regulators knowing the difference between the two, because if we don't, then we're going to start seeing instances like this, and we are already seeing instances like this. So overall, there's a lot of things to be optimistic about, with hemp. Even with those 2 hurdles that I mentioned earlier with that previous article, there's a lot of things to be excited about overall when it comes to hemp. So I hope this served as a good overview as to like what hemp is all about, what are the benefits of it, and what to expect from the industry moving forward. There's a lot of things that are going to be coming from hemp, moving forward. And I hope this served as a good overview as to in forms of education and all that. Now that, of course, is going to conclude the video for today. And if you want to see my previous video where I discussed Jelly Belly getting into the CBD game, there should be a link to the video right here. Unless, of course, it's over here. Then you click over there. And if you want to check out a good list of hemp and CBD products, there will be a link in the description. As well, my social media will, of course, be in the description as well. And that concludes the video. Alright, I hope to see all of you in the next one. And until then, all of you have a good rest of the day. Take care, everyone. Peace.